In order for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders to remain connected to their country, that economic development opportunities are going to be a part of that. To me, it's natural to be able to go ahead. You know, it allows them to remain focused and committed to country and caring for country and doing all of those things alongside, you know, making a living for themselves and living in this white man's world as well.
And being sustainable.
And being sustainable, yes, it has to be sustainable.
At the moment, we've got land near the river where we wanted to develop it as a tourism place and take people like overseas people out to our country and show them all of our, not sacred sites, but rock arts and things like that, and explain to them. We've got a very big stone axe quarry where things have went from our country right down into Victoria and over into WA that we retrieved, and we knew the storylines going that way and both ways, and I've already put them in art, and this is what we need to be developing for our tourism and getting our young people to speak another language, you know, and their own, plus their own, and explain to the tourists and that. And so
we've got this avenue to take if you want to be economical within your own group and which business ventures to take on. So, but it's daunting as well as, you know, like, do you really want to take that big step, and are you capable of coping with it? But the speakers make it sound so easy. So it's a native title that I think is the first obstacle. So yeah, but just gathering information from the people who spoke was saying, like, if you want to get into business, it's there.
This week has been a combination of probably 16 months of work that the North Queensland Land Council have been trying to work out, you know, how we can start supporting our PBCs in that post-termination space. And as a result of that, we've had a number of workshops over the course of that time, and had some presentations around what are the opportunities for our PBCs, what are the opportunities where we can regionally, you know, connect them, you know, to economic development. How do we develop their capacity in making sure we have, you know, those PBC entities, you know, in place, and making sure they're functioning and they're, you know, they're working. One was developing a toolkit for those PBCs, which was a discussion that came out of 2 workshops over the course of 16 months, where we developed a relation with IATSIS that assisted us in developing a number of tools or modules that would assist in, you know, providing, you know, more information about how do we deal with our PBC business. Example would be what are directors' roles and responsibilities, developing policies and procedures, administrative policies and procedures for our PBCs, because a lot of those PBCs, when they're set up, they don't have policies and procedures in terms of how they run their organisation. Usually you have to pay, you know, for that, you know, to actually get an accountant or someone to come in and assist and actually write up that stuff for you. We're actually bearing the cost on that stuff for all of our PBCs, the whole 23. Developing policies and procedures for your financial policies and procedures for our PBCs. So they've got some systems in place before they even start.
One of the things I am a little bit worried about and concerned about is that, you know, you got local government, state government and federal government. They all want to be in on our action, you know. I want to talk to these investors on a one-on-one basis without having, you know, all levels of government trying to stick their nose in and get a piece of the pie, you know. Anything that we do on our native title lands and on our on the stations that we got back, that's our business. We don't want interference from government telling us who we can go into business with and who we can't. So,
well, the reality is that I guess through our conditioning over a long period of time through colonisation, and people think, oh, you know, it's got to stop talking about colonisation. but it has an ongoing effect. So people's thinking is sort of within the confines of departments or things like that. And with the advent of native title, we haven't actually put that together and used that native title as an asset to attract investment. And at the end of the day, we're going to have to get a dollar somewhere to drive the process and to look at our circumstance in terms of poverty generally, you know, and education and a whole range of things like that. So I'm really sort of happy now that the Land Council is going with this economic development, having these economic forums. I think one of the things they've got to do is stop bringing in departments. I think we're there to start sort of getting an agenda up that actually focuses on economic development.
Like we say all the time, we need economic development. We need to identify potential opportunities. But I've said it time and time again, it's not at the loss of our cultural heritage, not at the loss of our native title rights.
I think the key for our PBCs is making sure that they are sustainable and they have support systems in place.
We need to be creating a solid basis for our young people to follow in our footsteps. We need to rectify some of the disunity, I suppose, between clan members in order to be able to move forward with solid grounding for them. I think that it's hard enough living in these two worlds, let alone having to deal with some of the cultural issues that we have that are ongoing between us.